Good day, everyone. This is the third lesson for 21st century literature from the Philippines and the world, and the topic is authors. But before we get into the regional literature authors, let us define first what does literature mean. Kasi 'di ba, discuss tayo ng discuss 21st century literature, 21st century literary genres, pero hindi pa natin na-discuss the true meaning of the word literature. So it came from the word litera, which means letter in Latin. So, yun yung, kumbaga, origin ng word na literature. It refers to any written work, especially those considered to have superior or lasting artistic merit. So, kahit na anong sinulat mo, that is called literature. In addition, sabi din dyan, it can be called literature kung yung literary piece or yung pyesa ay merong lasting artistic merit. So, ibig sabihin po, merong pagkilala ng artistry doon sa literature or doon sa pagkakasulat mo. So, that is literature. Another word that we need to unlock is the word canonical. Kasi po, the authors that we will be discussing is referred to as canonical. So, ang root word po ng canonical is canon. When we say something is canon, ibig sabihin po, there is a certain standard and pasok siya doon sa standard na sinet natin. Kaya nga po sabi dito, it is the generally accepted rule. So, sinusunod mo yung standard or pasok ka sa standard. Now, kapag sinabi natin canonical authors, they are the authors na meron ng pagkakakilanlan. So, ibig sabihin, kinikilala na yung work nila as literature and as something na merong ambag for the society. First, let us go in Luzon. So, magsisimula muna tayo sa Luzon. We have Luwalhati Torres Bautista and Roberto Bob Ong. So, baka may magtanong sa inyo, bakit walang picture si Bob Ong? We will see that later, kung bakit walang picture si Bob Ong. Okay po, but first, let's proceed with Luwalhati Torres Bautista. Si Luwalhati Torres Bautista po, she is a Filipino female novelist from Tondo, Manila. She is also a realist writer that often tackles issues among women who courageously face difficult situations. So, para siyang chiclit, pero malungkot yung tema or sa struggles ang focus. She is also a recipient of numerous literary awards such as Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards for Literature. So ito pong Carlos Palanca, bago tayo pumunta sa buhay ni Luwalhati Torres Bautista at sa mga sinulat niya, yung Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards for Literature po, it is the longest running and most prestigious literary competition. So ibig sabihin, if you are an author here in the Philippines, ito dapat yung pangarap mong makuha. Kasi once na makuha mo na yan, you are recognized by the guild, kumbaga yung mga samahan na mga writers sa Pilipinas. Kasi po, yan nga yung pinakamatagal na, dagdag pa, pinakasikat at pinakakinikilala. Okay po. So, si Luwalhati Torres Bautista and all the other writers or authors that we will be discussing today, they have received the Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards for Literature. So, tatandaan nyo yan ha, lahat sila meron yan. Okay po. As I have explained earlier, si Luwalhati Torres Bautista po, she focuses on writing novels. So, mga chapter-chapter, mga nobela po yung kanyang sinusulat. At usually, yung mga sinusulat niya po is based on real life. So, may pagka-creative non-fiction siya, but syempre meron pa rin pong mga fictional na parts. So, kagaya nga nasabi ko, if you will identify kung ano man genre yung sinusulat ni Luwalhati Torres Bautista, it would fall on chick-lit. Kasi although it tackles true events, merong mga events na totoo, pero there are still parts na fictional. That's why it will still fall on chick-lit. Kasi po, feministong si Luwalhati Torres Bautista. Okay po. One of her sample works and famous sample works is Dekada 70. So it is a story that is about the life of a family during the 70s, specifically during the martial law era here in the Philippines. So if you have time, you can go to YouTube and search for Dekada 70's movie trailer. Kasi po meron ng trailer doon as well as the full movie. Meron po doon sa YouTube. Next naman, another example is Bata Bata Paano Ka Ginawa. So this is another story of Luwalhati Bautista that focuses naman of another family. Pero ang focus is yung mother. Kumbaga siya yung main figure dito po sa story na to. Also, kagaya lang din po kanina, if you have time, you can check on YouTube yung trailer ng movie ng Bata-Bata Paano Ka Ginawa for you to be able to grasp kung ano ba talaga yung gist ng story nito. Moving on, punta na tayo kay Bob Ong, kung sino man siya kasi wala tayong makuhang picture because Roberto Bob Ong po is unknown yung kanyang actual name and his identity. Hindi nga natin sure if babae ba siya, lalaki ba siya, matanda ba siya, or bata pa. Hindi po natin alam because he stayed anonymous. Hindi naman anonymous kasi may pangalan siya, pero it is only a pen name. So, yung Roberto Bob Ong po is only a pen name para po sa writer. Hindi natin alam kung sino talaga siya. And even the other authors po na sikat, hindi din po kilala kung sino si Bob Ong. Description for Bob Ong, he is widely known for his conversational and humorous writing style that often depicts Filipino cultures. So, ang focus po ni Bob Ong ay patungkol sa buhay ng mga Pilipino, kung ano yung nangyayari sa lipunan natin, yun po ang focus ng kanyang mga novels. His technique of violating standard writing principles shows 21st century characteristic. So, ang technique po ni Bob Ong is hindi siya sumusunod sa traditional structures ng pagsulat ng mga 21st century literary genres. May sarili siyang technique and yun yung nagpapa 21st century doon sa mga sinusulat niyang literary pieces. What are the examples or most famous example of a work ni Bob Ong? We have Aba Nakakabasa Na Pala Ako. So sabi nila, the other authors po, sinasabi nila na itong Aba Nakakabasa Na Pala Ako ni Bob Ong is his biography. Bakit po? Yung story ng Aba Nakakabasa Na Pala Ako started focusing on one kid that is called Roberto Ong or Roberto Bob Ong. So, pinangalan siya kay Bob Ong talaga, yung main character. And nagsimula siya ng elementary hanggang sa high school. Tapos po, sa current, which is college yata if I'm not mistaken, or graduate from college. So, yun yung, kumbaga kasi, kaya siya natawag na biography ni Bob Ong kasi nagsimula siya sa pinakabatang version ni Roberto Ong hanggang sa pinakamatanda, which is yung current one. So, sabi nila, kung meron mang biography si Bob Ong sa mga isinulat niyang libro, ito yun. Yung sa Aba Nakakabasa Na Pala Ako. So, same with Luwalhati Torres Bautista's works. Meron din pong movie adaptation, ang Aba Nakakabasa Na Pala Ako. So, you can search on YouTube, Aba Nakakabasa Na Pala Ako's movie trailer para po makita ninyo. Next naman, another author from Luzon, canonical author, is Jose Garcia Villa. He is one of Luzon's 16 recognized national artists for literature. He has the pen name Dovlion. So, one of his sample works is Footnote to Youth. So, yan po si Jose Garcia Villa. Moving on to Visayas, pupunta naman tayo dito para ma-meet natin sino ba si Peter Solis Neri as well as Merly Alunan. So, silang dalawa yung kumbaga canonical authors from Visayas. Starting with Peter Solis Neri, he is a Hiligaynon pride from Iloilo. He is a Filipino poet, fictionist, and author of various books. He is also a recipient of Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards for Literature, gaya po ng sinabi ko kanina. And he is known for his Umanhon Nga Gugma or Love of the Rural Folks na ginawa po niya. So, si Peter Solis Neri po, he mostly focuses on writing poems as well as fictional literary texts. So, ang gamit niya pong salita or wika in writing is Hiligaynon. So, that is the term for the language in Iloilo. So, yung Umanhon Nga Gugma, it is an anthology po or pinagsama-samang mga tula and writings ni Peter Solis Neri about his place. So, tungkol sa Visayas, tungkol sa Iloilo po, yung kanyang sinusulat. Next naman po is Merly Alunan. She wrote an award-winning collection of poetry in English and Cebuano languages such as Susumaton or Oral Narratives of Leyte and Sa Atong Dila, which is an introduction to Visayan literature. So, yun po yung dalawang main books na naisulat ni Merly Alunan. Through these books, nakakuha po siya ng title na National Book Award for 2016 and 2017 as well as Carlos Palanca Award. So ito pong dalawang to, it may be written in English and Cebuano languages but most of it is a collection or anthology ng mga tula na isinulat ni Merly Alunan because she is a poet. So, yung mga nilalaman ng kanyang mga works usually are poems that tackles kung paano nga ba ginagamit yung language nila doon sa Visayas and kung ano yung mga stories, kumbaga kwentong bayan, folk tales na pinagpapasa-pasa nila doon sa kanilang lugar. Punta po tayo dito sa Mindanao. Let us meet Anthony Eltan and Mirna Peña Reyes. So first, Anthony Eltan is born in Siasi, Sulu, whose writings have been appearing locally and internationally in magazines, journals, and anthologies. He is a poet, essayist, and fictionist. An example of his work is The Bajau Cemetery and other poems. So si Anthony Eltan, tatlo po ang focus niyang genre kapag nagsusulat siya. So first one, sumusulat siya ng mga tula, poems. He is also writing yung mga sanaysay or mga essays. And lastly, fictional po yung kanyang mga isinusulat. Aside from being known here in the Philippines, he is also recognized internationally. Diba? Ang taray. So si Anthony Eltan po, ilang dito sa Philippines na publish yung kanyang mga literary pieces but as well as internationally. Another author that has been recognized internationally is Mirna Peña Reyes. So, siya naman po is from Cagayan de Oro as well, came from Mindanao, and one of her famous works or anthology is called Memories, Mercy, New and Selected Poems. So, pinagsama-sama din ng mga tula niya yan because Mirna Peña Reyes is a poet. Her works are published both in the Philippines and the United States. So, hindi lang basta-basta international, specifically in United States. So, yun lang po for our recognized canonical regional authors po. That is it. If you have questions, you may ask it on our group chat or you may ask it directly po sa akin. Thank you very much, everyone.